Hello, welcome to Yoga Core. So we're going to be focusing more on our core today during our yoga practice. So if we have a mat, that's perfect. If we don't have a mat, that's going to work out all right as well. So we want to think about our dynamic stability. So all four corners of our feet are on the mat when we are doing different poses. We want to think about our core is engaged. We're aligning our spine, our shoulders are down. We're hinging at our hips. Always a slight bend in our knees, and we can always shorten our levers. As we're doing this, we're going to listen to our breathing, how we're feeling, listen to our bodies. We're going to let go of expectation, judgment, and competition, and we're just going to be in the moment. We're going to let all the stresses of out there go, and we're going to just focus on ourselves for a little while now. So our first move is we're going to slowly lower our back onto our mat and bring our thighs to our chest. Just feeling the relaxation of our muscles, waking up, warming up. It's Wednesday morning. We want to wake up in a nice way. Going to lower our right leg and left leg, and lifting up our hips into flowing bridge. So we're going to lower our hips, raising our hips, lowering our hips, raising our hips. Remembering our inhalation and exhalation. And as we go down, we're going to move into our crunch. So we're going to place our hands beside our temples, or we can have a triangle and to hold our head if our neck gets sore. We're just going to lift our shoulder blades off the mat. We knew that this was going to be a core flow yoga, so we have to have a few crunches in there. Good, and lowering, bringing our thighs back to our chest. And now releasing our right leg. So it's just hovering over the mat. Bring our right leg back to our chest, releasing our left leg to hover just over the mat. Bringing our knees back to our chest and just alternating between our legs. Each time just hovering over the mat, feeling in the strength in our lower core, so our lower abdominals. Remembering our nice deep inhalation as we go out, exhalation as we go in. Good. Slowly bringing both our knees back to our chest and releasing our legs, bringing our right leg down and our left leg down. Our arms are moving to about a 45-degree angle from our body, lifting our hips back into flowing bridge. If we choose so, we can bring our arms underneath our body and clasp our fingers together, or we can keep our arms at the 45-degree angle. And releasing our hands if we have been doing that, slowly lowering our sit bones onto the mat. Moving into lying down pigeon. What we're going to be doing is placing our left knee bent. We're going to fold our right leg over our left knee. Place our hands around our thigh and just bring our knee towards our chest. Once again, some of us will be a little farther away. That's okay. And releasing our thigh, bringing our right foot back onto the mat, bringing our left foot across our right thigh, grasping behind our thigh, and releasing our right leg, bringing our left foot down. Taking our peace fingers, clasping them around the inside of our big toes. Our arms are moving along the inside of our thighs, clasping our thumbs over our big toes, and we are moving into happy baby. our big toes, placing our right foot and left foot on the mat, turning our right hip onto the side, placing our left hand on the floor and pushing ourselves up so we're on our sides. Moving onto all fours, placing our right hand up towards our shoulder height, moving our left leg to hip height and lowering. We've moved into spinal balance. Now our left hand and our right leg. When we're doing this, we're going to really concentrate on our hips facing the mat. So once again, if there is a tennis ball on our back, it would be staying on our back because our back is nice and straight. Moving into cat-cow. We're going to start so it starts at our lower spine, moving with our lower spine, arching our back up, our head is last to move, and then moving into cow, where our back, once again, the bottom of our spine is first to move, and then our head. Feeling one vertebrae at a time being stretched out. Our lower backs take a lot of pressure throughout the day. Finding ourselves back with a neutral spine, lowering our sit bones onto our feet, lowering our chest onto our thighs, our forehead onto the mat, into child's pose. Lifting back up, modified plank, lowering into crocodile. Elbows are along our sides of our ribs, pushing back up into downward, child's pose. Modified plank, crocodile. Back into child's pose. A few more times. And now as we're reaching forward, we're going to fold our toes underneath, push our sit bones up to the sky, into downward facing dog. We're stepping forward with our right foot, stepping forward with our left foot. Nice deep inhalation and exhale, finding ourselves in mountain pose. Next, we're going to do sun salutation. We want to remember with sun salutation our inhalation and exhalations. Nice deep inhalation, forward fold. Nice bend in our knees because we're just starting our practice today. Stepping back with our right foot, lifting our chest off of our left thigh in forward lunge, placing our hands by our left foot, stepping back with our right foot into downward facing dog, shifting our weight into plank, lowering into crocodile, folding our toes underneath, straightening our arms into upward facing dog, folding our toes underneath, pushing our sit bones up to the sky. Once again, stepping forward with our right foot, lifting our chest off of our right thigh, placing our hands by our right foot, stepping forward with our left foot. Nice deep inhalation, hinging at our hips, bending at our knees, lowering our arms into chair pose. Good, nice deep inhalation, forward fold. This time we're going to be stepping back with our left foot. I'm going to move up on the mat a bit, lifting our chest off our thigh in forward lunge, placing our hands by our right foot, stepping back into downward facing dog. Arms are along our ears, sit bones are pushed up to the sky, our knees have a slight bend in them. Moving into plank, lowering into crocodile, laces down, looking up into upward facing dog, folding our toes back underneath, pushing our hips up to the sky, stepping forward with our left foot once again, arms along our ears, placing our hands by our left foot, stepping forward with our right foot, nice deep inhalation, and bending into chair pose. Nice deep inhalation as we reach to the sky and forward fold, exhale, stepping back with our right foot, lifting our chest off of our left thigh, arms are along our ears, forward lunge, placing our hands by our left foot, stepping back into downward facing dog, shifting our weight into plank, lowering into crocodile, the laces down, straightening our arms into upward facing dog, folding our toes underneath, pushing our hips to the sky, stepping forward with our right foot into forward lunge, arms along our ears, placing our hands by our right foot, stepping forward with our left foot, nice deep inhalation, bending into chair pose. And one more time, one more side, nice deep inhalation as hands reach to the sky. Exhale as hands go down to the mat, stepping back with our left foot, lifting our chest off of our right thigh, arms are along our ears, placing our hands by our right foot, stepping back into downward facing dog, shifting our weight into plank, lowering into crocodile, laces down, upward facing dog, folding our toes underneath, pushing our hips up to the sky, in downward facing dog, stepping forward with our left foot, lifting our chest off of our left thigh, place our hands by our left foot, stepping forward with our right foot, and moving into chair pose. Nice deep inhalation, checking our breath in mountain pose. I hope maybe we're feeling our breath maybe going up, getting a little warmer with our sun salutation. We're moving into our mountain 2 pose. Here we're going to place our toes out, as in kind of imitating a plie squat. Our hands are going to raise up to our shoulders, and we're going to hold down. We have moved into sun pose. Now, if our arms are bothering us, our shoulders are bothering us at this height, we could be here. We're just going to hold it for a few moments. Slowly raise up. And let's be moving into another sun pose. Feeling our core engaged, chest is up. And one more time. Slowly coming back up. Finding yourselves a mountain pose. Checking our breath. Nice deep inhalation, forward fold, stepping back into downward facing dog, moving into plank. Now we're going to lowering ourselves onto our elbows. We're going to balance on our left elbow. We're going to bring our left knee down, turn our hips, so we're now moving into a side plank. We can place our arm up if we'd like, or on our hip, whatever feels more comfortable. This is a harder move, but this might be a problem with some balance. Now we're going to raise our leg up and down, making sure our hips are in line. If we would like to make this more of a challenge, we're going to go on our foot rather than our knee. Either one works, whatever feels better on our body. Good. If we're on our foot, we're going to lower our knee. We're going to turn our knees back onto the mat, elbows on the mat, lift up, move into plank. Now lower, and now I'm going to have my back to you. We're going to turn to side plank and lift. Once again, if we want to challenge ourselves, and Lowering our right knee on the mat, lowering our left hand down, turning our left knee. So we're in modified plank, lifting up onto our hands, lifting into plank. We're going to lift our right leg up and hold it for 5 breaths. And lower. Lift our left leg up for 5 breaths, making sure our core is engaged. And lower. Pushing our sit bones up to the sky. In downward facing dog, we're going to bring our knee to our chest and push up. Knee to our chest and push up. Lowering our right foot, bringing our left knee to our chest and up. And lowering our left foot down, so we're in downward facing dog. Stepping forward with our right foot, lifting into forward lunge. As we're here, we're going to lift our knee up and down, up and down. Concentrating on our core being engaged, that will help with our balance. Good. Forward lunge, placing our hands by our right foot, stepping back into downward facing dog. Stepping forward with our left foot, arms along our ears, reaching our knee up. So this is our repeater crescent lunge. One more time. Lowering our right foot, placing our left and right hand by our left foot, stepping back into downward facing dog. Stepping forward with our right foot, stepping forward with our left foot. Nice deep inhalation. And exhale, finding us in mountain pose. Now moving into warrior 3. Finding that dynamic stability. So all 4 corners of our feet are on the mat. We have a nice bend in our right leg. We're in warrior 1. Bend in our right leg. We're going to hinge at our hips, lift. We're going to lift our left leg up. We're going to bring our arms out from our shoulder. Some of us will be having our leg up higher than others, and that's once again okay. And whoops, I lost my balance there, and slowly lowering. And switching to the other side. Stabilizing on our left leg, hinging at our hips, bringing our arms out, leg up. Slowly lowering our right foot down. Taking a nice deep inhalation. Exhale. Hinging at our hips, bending at our knees into chair pose. Lowering. Placing our hands on our lower spine and rolling our shoulders back, looking up, standing, back bend, and lowering. Moving into our balance phase, standing pigeon. We're going to have a bend in our right leg. We're going to fold our left leg over our right leg, get into a deeper bend, placing hands to heart, chest is up nice and high, core is engaged, glute muscles are activated. Releasing our hands and releasing our foot. Nice deep bend in our left leg, folding our right leg over. Standing pigeon requires some balance, so it's okay if we're losing our balance and we have to get back into it. That works. And releasing. Now we're going to move into standing spinal twist. Right leg has a nice bend in it. We're going to bring our knee towards our chest, and we're just going to be looking over to our left side. So left knee to our chest. And releasing. Nice bend in our left leg. Immediately bringing our right leg up, looking over our right side. And releasing. Moving into our mountain 3 pose is more of our cool down. Nice deep inhalation, exhale, forward fold. Now our knees might be closer to straight, but always a slight bend. But now we're a little more warmed up. Stepping back into downward facing dog. And lowering our knees onto the mat, lowering our chest onto our thighs, and moving our knees out to the outside of our chest, lowering our forehead onto the mat into child's pose. Try to make sure our sit bones are as close to our heels as possible. So try to make here go down close to our heels. Slowly lifting onto all fours, moving into modified plank, lowering into crocodile, lowering our chest onto the mat, and we're going to be moving into locust. We're going to move our arms out and lift our feet off the ground, almost trying to lift our thighs off the ground. If this is bothering us, we could do Supermans. And lowering, remembering to breathe. Now we're going to be moving into bow. Some of us might be staying into Superman in this pose, and some of us are moving into bow. Placing our hand on the outside of our ankles, lifting our thighs off the mat, so we're almost like rocking. We're balancing on our hip bones. And slowly releasing our ankles, bringing our thighs back down. Placing our hands by our knees, moving up into modified plank, shifting our weight into child's pose again. Back onto all fours, lowering our left thigh and bringing our right leg out and our left leg out. And we're going to do seated forward fold, where we're bringing our chest towards our thighs. And once again, feeling a nice stretch, not feeling pain. And reaching forward. Slowly lifting our chest back up, moving our left leg and right leg out, seated straddle splits, and once again, reaching forward. Bringing our chest back up, bending our left leg and right leg, we're moving into butterfly. Some of us are going to have a butterfly here, some here, and some will be bringing our heels close to our body and our knees going down quite close to the floor. Releasing our knees, straightening our left leg, keeping our right leg bent, placing it over our left leg, hugging that knee to our chest, and looking over our right knee and our right shoulder. If we want to feel more of a stretch, we're going to try to look more behind us. turning our shoulders back, forward, releasing our right knee, straightening our right leg, bending our left leg, folding it over our right leg, hugging our left knee, and looking over our left shoulder. And releasing. Bending both our knees, turning our knees to the front of our mat, having our hands go towards our toes or north-south kind of idea, lifting our hips up into tabletop. Our stomach is flat. Our ankles are directly below our knees. Our wrists are directly below our shoulders. And lowering our sit bones back onto the mat. Maybe pulling those cushions that we like to sit on out. We're going to take our peace fingers around our big toes, cap them off with our thumbs, and we're going to just shift our weight into half boat pose. With half boat pose, the more engaged our core is, the more stabilization we're going to have, and we will avoid falling backwards. And if so, wanting to move into full boat pose or just staying in half boat pose. Bending our knees again in half boat pose and releasing our toes. Slowly lowering one vertebrae at a time, hugging our knees to our chest. Releasing our thighs, bringing our right foot down and our left foot down, pushing our hips up to the sky in bridge pose. And we can stay in bridge pose, or we can opt for a little more advanced move. When we're moving to this advanced move, which is a shoulder stand, we must stay on our shoulders. We will stay there, and we will avoid going any farther than that. Definitely not on our neck. So if we choose to do shoulder stand, we're going to lower our hips. We're going to bring our knees to our thighs, and just lift your bum off the mat. Raise your feet up, making sure we're on our shoulders and our back of our arms. Bringing our knees back down, slowly lowering, feet back on the mat, straightening our right leg and our left leg, placing our hands facing up to the sky. And now our last move is Savasana. Closing our eyes and just listening to our breath, a deep inhalation and exhalation. And as we're breathing, we're going to relax our muscles. So relaxing the arches of our feet, relaxing our ankles, thinking about our calves, maybe lifting them off the mat and then relaxing them. Relaxing the muscles around our knees, relaxing the muscles in our thighs and our hamstrings, relaxing our pelvis and our stomach, relaxing the muscles in our chest, moving our shoulders away from our ears, relaxing the muscles in our neck, the muscles in our cheeks. We're finding ourselves in complete relaxation and staying there with our eyes closed. Just listening to our breath, picturing fluffy clouds going by. It's actually a warm day. We're lying on a fluffy blanket. There's a slight breeze, and we're relaxed. I hope you enjoyed today's flow yoga with a little bit of core focus. Take care and be safe. Oops, I almost forgot. Namaste.